Alright, the day has finally come, unfortunately. MatPat is now officially retired as channel lead on the theorist channels. While he will still be a part of the channels, he will no longer be the face of the channels. So let's be real. There's going to be a power vacuum in the theorist community, and I intend to fill that vacuum. So, I only found it fitting to drop my own Sans' Ness Theory to assert my place amongst the YouTube theorists. And as you've probably seen in the thumbnail, I am here today to prove that William Afton is actually Flowey from Undertale. And we're connecting the two through the most unconventional way possible. Before we get into it though, make sure to like and subscribe if you like this content. Also, go check out the official Bowtie Productions account on the website formerly known as Twitter for updates and memes. Alright, so, my girlfriend and I were watching this fairly new anime called Buddy Daddies. Basically, the premise is that the two main characters, Kazuki and Rei, are professional assassins who find themselves in the unlikely predicament of suddenly caring for a 4-year-old on top of their jobs. Chaos ensues as one can expect, but I won't spoil the show for anyone because we had a blast watching it and you should too, if that's your cup of tea. It's on Amazon Prime Video and Crunchyroll. So, as we were watching, I noticed something very weird. In Season 1, Episode 4, the guys enroll the child, Miri, into daycare and go shopping for toys and clothes for her. She approaches them with her arms full of stuffed animals asking to buy them. Now, normally this wouldn't be weird, except take a look at the stuffed animals she's holding. A brown bear, a yellow chicken, and a blue rabbit. Freddy, Chica, and Bonnie. Now at first I figured it was a nice Easter egg, since there's no way this was accidental, with all the possibilities of animals and colors. But immediately after, we see Rei here holding stuffed animals too. A gray wolf, like the one from the Twisted Ones novel, and a clown girl, like Circus Baby. But that's not where the connections end. Rei is wearing a dark blue jacket, almost purple, and Kazuki is giving off Henry vibes when looking at the two next to each other, just with the hair color alone. Well, while Rei does care for Miri, it's Kazuki who takes on a more dad-like role. So what if this is a prequel? No, another retelling of the FNAF story. That would mean that Kazuki is our Henry Emily stand-in, which would make Miri our Charlie stand-in and Rei our William Afton stand-in. The characters, thoughts, and actions seem to match up closely too. Kazuki is caring but overprotective. He cares deeply for Miri, taking her in as his own. He has that hopeful charisma to his character that Henry shares up until Charlie's death. Rei keeps to himself. He prefers video games and doing his own thing. He seems more aligned with just getting the job done as quickly as possible, which can connect to how Afton enjoyed dabbling with technology, but also was more professional than Henry from a business standpoint. Therefore, here's my proposed timeline for this universe. The events of the show take place as we see happen. Once the show is over, however, Kazuki eventually takes Miri, and they go off to live together as father and daughter, while Rei finds a place close to them but on his own. Considering they're dealing with assassins and the mob, it wouldn't be too hard to believe that them moving away would be due to them going into hiding for protection. As of writing this script, only Season 1 is available on Prime Video, so here I'm speculating that the show will end with the crew splitting up for safety purposes. They take new fake names for their protection. Kazuki chooses Henry Emily. Miri chooses Charlotte Emily, and Rei chooses William Afton. As the years pass, William finds a wife, Clara, and touched by his time as a stand-in dad in his past assassin life, is all for having kids, and they eventually have 3 of their own, Michael, Elizabeth, and Evan. As for Henry and Charlie, a mother never came about. While William focused on building a family from the ground up, Henry focused on parenthood, making sure his daughter was safe and happy. He eventually became fascinated with animatronics. Next follows the story of Five Nights at Freddy's as we know it to be. I won't cover it in detail because this video isn't about the timeline, so basic stuff. Henry and William band together to create Fredbear's Family Diner, Eventually, that expands into the Freddy Fazbear name. All is well until Evan, the crying child, is killed in 1983. William spirals into an alcoholic depression until he spots Charlie, Henry's daughter, locked outside, and in a fit of anger, kills her. Keep in mind that in this proposed timeline, William and Charlie were Ray and Miri, who got along great in the show and have that father-daughter relationship, even if she does have a stronger relationship with Kazuki. So, this point is even more heartbreaking under that pretense. Regardless, Henry retreats into a depression from losing his daughter, while William becomes obsessed with the soul and eternal life. The human soul is a powerful thing, after all. Eventually, he goes on his murder spree, hiding the bodies in the suits, experimenting with Remnant. Oh, sorry. What I meant was... Remnant! Encounters the spirits of his victims and gets sealed in the safe room after his springlock failure. 30 years later, he gets excavated and haunts Fazbear's Fright until Mike, his son, reaches the attraction in his story of going location to location righting William's wrongs, and burns the place down with William inside. William couldn't be killed that easily, though. Escaping into the night, William hid in shadows, planning his next move. He very well couldn't be just walking around insane, considering he's an undead corpse in a springlock suit. But a lot had changed in those 30 years. Creatures he had never seen before had populated society as if it were normal. Sure, there were tensions between them and the humans. That much was obvious. But these things, these monsters, were everywhere. So perhaps it wouldn't be too difficult for William to blend in after all. William wasn't really sure where the monsters came from. Perhaps an alternate dimension, or maybe genetic mutation. The thought left his mind soon after, however, when he saw a poster on the wall next to him for a new Freddy Fazbear's Pizza opening soon. Another Freddy's? The company's still around? William decided he had to attend. It was his legacy, after all. What he didn't expect, however, was that the new restaurant was a trap for him and every other possessed animatronic left. The building sealed and burned with him inside, leaving the demon to his demons once and for all. The human soul is a powerful thing, though. Fighting through sheer will and determination, and being tortured by the one he should not have killed, William's soul persisted. He was revived once more, but then attacked by the blob from the Pizzaplex, but we never get to see what becomes of him post-security breach. Sure, he returns in digital form, but what happens to William Afton's soul? A human soul is a powerful thing, after all. Surely, he could have persisted again. Well, in this universe, now would be about the time of the monsters being cast underground and the events of Undertale happening. The souls being collected, the monsters wanting to escape, and Alfie's running her experiments. William could have fallen beneath the surface and found himself trapped in the underground. He is a monster, after all. But if only his soul persisted, where would a demented individual like himself end up? Well, remember how I connected that anime Buddy Daddies to FNAF at the beginning of this video? Well, take a look at this clip from Season 1, Episode 3.
You were supposed to finish it off by now. In this world, you kill or be killed.
That's right. From an early age, a message was drilled into Ray's mind. In this world, you kill or be killed. Sounds pretty familiar, right? And in this universe, in this narrative of events, if Ray becomes William Afton and lives by that phrase of all things, there's only one character that Afton could become. That's right, Flowey. Our favorite little genocidal flower, and arguably the most evil character in the game. And there you have it. Ray from Buddy Daddies becomes William Afton. He goes through the FNAF story as we know it, until his soul becomes trapped underground with the monsters, and finds its way into a little yellow flower to terrorize again. Like he always says,
I always come on your back.
But leave your thoughts and theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.